Hello, my brothers and sisters on the Dragon's Path. My name is Tim Heijen and I believe in dragons. Oh, look at this. Look at the forest. How can you not love it? How can some people destroy something so beautiful as this? While people are now complaining that they cannot go to church because of the coronavirus, I can always go to mine. And I can always count on nature actually to be there for me. So when I feel bad or feel sad or something like that, if I go to the forest, then it's all healed immediately. I just need trees. I just need caves. I need mountains. I need rocks. I need nature at its fullest. And here, my brothers and sisters, I did so many rituals for the dragon. So many that I cannot count them. So many rituals that I create myself. I never, ever did something that other people made. You know, there are so many rituals that you can do that other people have made and put on a public site that some people say you have to say these words in order that something will happen. I never did that because I was not interested in that. So everything that I did in this forest was with success, a very large success. Every time that I did rituals and magic and witchcraft, every time it's successful because the dragon listens to whatever I'm saying or doing in this forest. The dragon is always listening in this forest. Maybe that is very interesting if you see videos like this. Maybe you can actually detect the dragon. There are actually several gates that I opened here in this forest. Maybe you can detect it, but you can also detect the beauty of this forest. It's endless, it's beautiful. So yeah, I can say this further on. I can continue with this saying how beautiful the forest is and how attached that I am to it, but I want to say something different, and that is rituals. One specific ritual that I did somewhere actually over there. It reminded me of that once I passed here, and I did it over there because this is a ritual that I could not be disturbed. And that ritual was actually not planned to do. It was something because my dragon was actually saying that I need to do this. And this was actually a ritual that we did together. This ritual is only being done because I didn't know about this. Let me get this straight, that I never read about rituals or something like that, or draconic rituals. No, it was something that my dragon said. My dragon said, put out your clothes. And actually that was not the first time that the dragon said this, but this was the time actually that I had the urge to do so in the middle of the forest. Luckily for me, there are not many people passing by here. So if you go into the center of it, then especially there that there are no people. Luckily for me. So I did this. I came into the middle of the forest, out of the paths. So I saw a tree, put all my clothes in there, except for my shoes, because that would be painful. and then I saw actually, I was in some kind of a trance. People could say, "Oh, he's on drugs," but it's not. It actually it feels a bit like the same. I was so high, um, and then it was one of the most beautiful rituals that I've ever did. It was just came out of myself in the middle of the forest. It was already getting dark, and when I saw the sunset, and I saw and felt the dragon dancing around me, and this was nothing sexual or something like that. This was only having a time together. And the reason for that is because the dragon doesn't look at you in your skin. They don't look at your skin alone. They can see your soul. They can see your spirit. They can see everything draconic about you. That is the reason why they are with you, because they feel you. They can detect you, but they can do it much more if your clothes are off, because this is a cover over your spirit and your This is also called a dance with the dragon, but dragon dance. That is why the DJ Conway book is called like this. But it's more like a dragon dance that you do. This has no purpose other than to be together just for a while. This is a very intense ritual of you both, or maybe several dragons, coming together, being together, seeing through each other's soul, and just become one in the dance that you are doing. Of course, make sure that you will not be seen by others, because that would be just imagine if someone sees you and you are dancing like in a trance, and what are you doing? Forgot my clothes. I don't know what would happen, but at that moment I didn't even know about anything. Because if you do a ritual like this, my brothers and sisters, forget everything. Forget humans. Forget that you are a human. If you want, walk on all fours like a dragon does. Because you have this feeling. It's a bit of the same thing that you let your human self sleep and the dragon awakens. That is just actually a bit the same with skyclad rituals. Later on, only years later, actually not so long ago, I came to discover that it was called skyclad, and that it's a very ancient and very well used with witches. I didn't know. I didn't know that. So I was actually looking for mage rituals, and this was actually a history of skyclad that is most of the time being done in groups together. But this one was only me and my dragon. A dragon, of course, also don't have clothes, so why should you? And in this ritual, of course, sometimes it's cold, you need it, and sometimes, yeah, it's just humans are not that, yeah. So, skyclad ritual can also be done in the shower, under the shower. It can be done in your bedroom as well. But here, it was so intense because it was in the middle of the forest, my forest. These trees have seen a lot of me, of what I've done. I've did so many rituals here. I cursed so much the darkest and blackest draconic magic that I could do. I unleashed in this forest, and everyone who wants to hurt it gets it. And there are so many people who wants to hurt it, who wants to demolish it. Yet I hope that I can be a help of these forests when I unleash the darkest demons upon them. And that is what you can do on the dragon's path as well. We are not white witches. We are whatever we want to use. We are not bound to one side. We can do whatever we want. We are dragon spirits. And we can manipulate so many things. Very powerful beings, dragon witches and dragon wiccans. Everything that has to do with the dragon is very powerful. My brothers and sisters, you can actually also do this. I hope you have a forest also within you, in your neighborhood. If you don't, then yeah, your altar is a very good place to do so. I did also very, very much rituals in front of my altar. But always remember, if you do a ritual for the dragon, then don't rely on others. Just even not even brothers or sisters, not me, no one. Just you and your dragon, and let your feelings guide you. Let everything guide you that you have inside of you. And I was guided in doing this ritual. Of course, in the beginning it was a little bit, I was ashamed even, so to be all in the middle of the forest totally naked. But later on the dragon took my hand. The dragon took my hand and just was around me, and then from everything from then on was led by my draconic instincts, and that was a very beautiful moment. The human was afraid, but the dragon was not, and the dragon had to come out for this. And so we had a beautiful dragon dance in the middle of the forest. And then actually I understood what it means to be a dragon witch. We are not doing things to seem important. We want to be with the dragon. And we will do a lot for them. And we will, just like they did with you, we will like move heaven and earth to be together. use the darkest and whitest magic that we can imagine to be together and do the most beautiful rituals and dances together. So yeah, Skyclad. It's actually been a while now because there are more and more people here. So, but like I said, if the time is there that the dragon says put off your clothes, then most of the time you should listen to that. Except if it's in the middle of the street, you shouldn't do that. But here in a forest like this, there a dance with a dragon. Can you imagine this, my brothers and sisters? It was in 2016 that I first did that in this forest. And this forest was just new for me. And now it's like I'm home. And because of rituals like this that I'm led to into these rituals, most of the time it's in honor of the dragon. But this ritual was a ritual that my dragon did in honor of being one, of being together. Even though we are separated in dimensions, we are not separated in this world. And that is what the dragon wants to say. Put off your clothes, I want to see your soul. That is also what your dragon, I can imagine that your dragon wants to see your soul as well. My brothers and sisters, be blessed.